You know, I got I make tile lists a Fired Up Friday. And the reason why I want to tile this Fired Up Friday was for a couple of reasons. I don't want to go into great detail. But I will say this. Here's the scenario. The scenario has been the running scenario for 400 years. Whereas the black woman has been exalted to the leader of the household or head of the household. The mentality that really the dominant society wants to put over your head as a black man. You know, they've done it from generations on, and they continue to do the same shit. Let me explain what I'm talking about on this Fired Up Friday for me. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. I got, you know, let me put it like this. Throughout generations, we've always had somebody to fuck with our nucleus family from slavery on up, and they continue to do so in 2018. It's no different. You know, you a black man, head of household. When you try to get a house, what's the first thing they do? Do you got a spouse? If you got a spouse, let's put y'all both on there so we can make your credit outstanding. What kind of bullshit is that? In other words, if the man's doing good, even when he's doing good, they want to fuck with you. Trust me, I know. All right? They will. They always want to have the woman out front with the man instead of the man being out front on the woman. Okay? Predominantly black households, they've always wanted to be that way. And I ain't say we want it to be that way, but the dominant society has set it up to be that way. Okay? Look at it. We have a high number of incarcerated men who happen to be black in jails all the time. We have a high number of unemployment, and predominantly black males. Okay? They say 77% of black women, okay, are head of households, modern day households today. Okay, predominantly the black mothers, 70%, okay, are leading single family households. Okay, something wrong here, you know. And the thing of it is, we continue to, I won't say allow, but it continues on, and no one's trying to break that stereotype. We live the stereotypes every day based on bullshit like that, man. Look at all these TV shows. Okay, prime example, where the father was head of household and they try to rearrange the whole situation. They try not to try to make it better, but make it worse. Good Times. They wrote him right out the show. All right. Actor John Amos said himself, I didn't walk off the show. They wrote me off the show, and I do believe that. Although he was doing Roots at the time. But still, I believe personally he was walked off the show. I said that for a while when he left the show. Now, I think he didn't agree with the writing of the script and how they did it, and he had problems with that because they try to make him the butt of the jokes in the show. But if you watch the years that John Amos was on Good Times, man, he really was a strong character on this show, a strong black man on the show who reminded me a lot of my father, which is one of the reasons I loved the show when he was on there. And I always said the show would never be the same when he left. And it wasn't. That show went from sugar to shit after he left. You know? And that's a prime example where television execs like to write the script where they hit a house of the month. Look at the new show that was out last year called The Mayor. Guess who was head of the household? The mother. Okay? The black mother. Fatherless son. This boy was wayward. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing as a mayor. Okay? He was doing all kind of crazy stuff. Okay? Who want to watch a bullshit ass show like that? Not me. I said it was garbage from the time it was on. I hated that show. You know? I didn't hate the actors, I just hated the show. You know? And it wasn't the acting, it was the corny writing. And I don't think black guy wrote that show. If they did, they're corny as hell. White guys had to write that show. You know? And in lies a lot of the problem, man. You know, the majority of the shows are, and I'm serious, and I've watched it the last 15 years, really longer than that, but I've noticed it's more of the same shit. Look at the show 911 with my girl Angela Bassett with her fine. God damn, she's 60-something years old. She's fine as hell. Damn. I tell you one thing. Come over to my house. But, no, don't come over to my house. But, if I wasn't married, let's put it like this. Anyway, but look at the show 911 with Angela Bassett on a serious note. Guess where her husband is? Yes, he's a homosexual. That's right. If they put a head of house on there who was a head of household, he had to be queer. Okay? I was looking at trying to think of some other shows. There's a lot of shows like that, though. It's just a lot of good examples of recently I just heard about this. Who was the actress who played in The Help? There was a couple of them. The black woman who was in Hollywood, How to Get Away with Murder. I can't think of her name. Viola Davis. Viola Davis recently said in a report, in a media published report, that she was not crazy about the movie The Help, because she felt that the characters or the maids that were in The Help, or that they played in The Help, weren't even the main characters. The main characters were the white women who hired them. Now, thank God I didn't see it, because I heard The Help was a piece of shit anyway. My wife watched it and she said it was okay. I don't watch stuff like that anymore. I had to stop that. And there you go. Another prime example. Black women head of households and out there doing that kind of work. Another movie I still haven't seen, Hidden Figures, with my girl. Matter of fact, the other woman who played in The Help was in this movie with my girl Cookie. What's her name? Taraji P. Henson. You know, she was the first celebrity I ever followed on Facebook. She didn't respond to not one of my emails, and she from this area too. Damn shame. Anyway, but she they were in that movie, and of course, same deal. Although it was based on a true story, but same deal. Those are the only kind of scripts that very rare do they put out movies about strong fathers. The only movie I saw that was really like that was Daddy's Little Girls, with the Tyler Perry movie that was out a number of years ago. That was a really good movie with Idris Elba. That movie was actually a very strong and many times powerful film. You know, I like the same movie where he beat the crap out of this dude, man. He got his kids back. Now that's what I'm talking about. But Tyler Perry, even in his case, he don't even do a lot of movies like that. I wish he'd do more movies like that. I really do. But he don't. And head of households of most of the stuff that he do as far as black men are buffoons. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. You know, like Pain, House of Pain, and the Pains. The black woman is a smart, strong person on that show. The black guy is the slightly dim-witted hothead. You know? Yeah. Watch the show, see what I'm talking about. Absolutely. But in All in the Family, Archie Bunker. Now, prime example, Archie Bunker. And I know this for a fact because I watched the original show when it was originally on the air. Archie Bunker was head of household. He could once in a while put a foot in his mouth, but you know what? He was still head of household. He was still, because the king of his castle and his household, his wife was a dimwit. Okay? But he was still leader of his castle. There ain't a lot of shows like that. Rock was a show kind of like that in a way. With my man Charles Dutton, who's also from down this way. Ain't that a coincidence? That show was only on for 3 seasons, and to this day, I said myself. Some people say I remind them of him, and you know. But anyway, that's another story. But what I'm saying is that was a show about a powerful African American brother who stood his ground on everything he loved, including his family. That show was on for 3. I mean, I need to get a copy of Rock. Rock was one of my favorite shows at the time. It was, and notice they don't show shows like that anymore. Rock was only on for 3 seasons. I don't know how he ever got canceled in the first place. It was a great show. He had a lot of great guests on there. They covered a lot of great topics, both dramatic and, you know, kind of, you know, comedic. But it was a great series. That show should have been on 10 years. It was only on 3. The executives apparently did not like the messages that was put out there. That's what pissed me the fuck off about how the executives run these companies that put out shows like that and they don't give them a real chance. Because the show was getting ratings. I know that for a fact. Everybody I know watch Rock. And like I said, he was a strong black man. You know, he had a regular job like everybody else. I'm gonna get to that about the guy from Cosby Show in a second, because it's gonna go into that as well. And he Rock, he had morals, he had character, you know, he had strength. His wife had his back, but she knew who ran the show there. Rock did. And guess what it did? It made young men in this country and women value the strength of a strong black brother. Ain't no such thing as that anymore, and not in the media's eyes, not in the white, in what I call it, the whitestream media. That's my new word, the whitestream media. Y'all heard it from DJ Wolf here first. Give me credit for that shit. The whitestream media. That's what I call it, because there's white streaming, not black streaming. The white stream media. And they do. I know some of y'all go, oh, he's being racist. No, I'm not being racist. I'm being realistic. The white stream media. Who's streaming? Predominantly white people. I mean, let's keep that honest. That's all I'm doing. But the white stream media wants you to believe that that men come on all different shapes and colors and sizes and sexual overtones. They don't. That's another whole story. But getting back to brothers, I think the actor's name was Jeremy Owens. He was on the Cosby Show. Forgive me if I mess up his real name, but he was the one that played his oldest daughter's husband. All right, on the show. I can't even think of his name on the show. I forgot. But anyway, he actually, you know, he had fell on, you know, I wouldn't say he actually fell on hard times. He actually had a regular job, working at Trader Joe's, and honestly, he had a job. But of course, because he was an actor on one of the bigger shows on TV, all of a sudden, he's supposed to be like the rest of them. Well, newsflash, he didn't write the show. He's just a guy who played a character on the show. All right? And people job shamed him because he was working at Trader Joe's. Now, my first thing is, why would you job shame somebody who has a job? You know, he wasn't like a bum or crackhead off the street. You know? Now, then broke shame the girl who was on in the house with LL Cool J, Mia Campbell, whatever her name is, and they didn't homeless shame her ass for that, did they? No, they did not. They talked about it though, but but anyway, what I'm saying is, how you want to job shame this guy for having a job? That's the dumbest thing ever. And it was just bias. I don't know who did it, but it was bias, and I think it was a racist. For I'm concerned, I don't care if they were black. Why would you job shame this brother for having a job? You know, he did what he had to do. Hi, look at him. He was on Cosby. He fell on hard time. Shut the fuck up, bitches. You'd be lucky if you even had a job on Cosby Show. You know, at least You know, I would never do that. I would never, ever, ever do that. You know, he's a regular person. People keep forgetting. Actors and actresses are just regular people. You know, they just have abilities to do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do, and they lie on camera. They're saying there's something, they play something they're not. That's their job. Their job is to convince you that I'm portraying a person who I'm trying to project their image and their feelings and their thoughts onto a screen, onto a stage. That is their job. Okay? That's their prime directive. So if you have record artists who don't record as much anymore, who do other things. But does that make them bad because they don't? Does that make them broke because they don't? Not necessarily. Even if they were doing something different, so what? That's their life, not yours. You know? But that's what I'm talking about. Dude got disrespected because he was doing something that you normally wouldn't see anybody do who used to do something else. You know? And that, to me, it's honorable to even have a job, a regular job. You know, he was working an honest day's living, and you disrespected him like that. I bet you won't go out there and do that with no drug dealers. Bet you won't. Actually, neither would I, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't say anything to those guys either. But I wouldn't mess with him either, because you know what? He's working an honest day's living. You know? And that's what counts. There's some of y'all, there's got to be more to it than that. Shut the fuck up. And I mean that. Shut the fuck up. You know, people need to mind their own fucking business. You know? But that's another example of a brother being disrespected for just minding his own business and doing his thing. You know? Doing what's right. And he got disrespected. I think that was the whole thing with that was complete bullshit anyway. How the hell you going to disrespect that brother for having an honest day's work? You know? And working while black. You know? So to speak. And just because he wasn't out there doing more shows, all of a sudden just shut up. I'm just irritated with that shit. That's what I call this Fired Up Friday today for me. You know, they just totally shit on this brother. But since that time, and then on top of that, they made the video viral. I mean, I think it was a video that they did on from what I heard. That's how it caught on. But it was a hidden blessing because since that time, and since the job shaming thing went down, Tyler Perry just hired him to do next season's Half and Half Nots. He's going to be doing the full season from what I heard and what I read. A recurring role on the Half and Half Nots. So that's a blessing in disguise. Those stupid bitches who did that shit actually helped them for the better, which was a good thing. You know? So he made out like a bandit. Now he's going to be working for Tyler Perry. He's back on TV. Well, we'll be back on TV real soon. I don't know what kind of character he's going to be playing, but it's going to be interesting to find out what he does. So, all integrity eventually has its own blessing. And that's what happened. But we still have what I call blackmail shaming on everything we do. You know, you got people who shame black males for just being married. You know, trying to have something with a woman. You know, it kills me. Like in the case of me, I was 20. I think I was 27 when I got married. Yeah, I was 27. I was almost 20. Yeah, I was 27 when I got married. And my wife was pregnant with my son at the time. And I had women, I'm talking about black women, who were shaming me for getting married. Now, there's only a couple of reasons why they would do that. One, because they may have not liked the woman that they married to. And number two, because they figure you're off the market, you're no longer available to them. And I'm thinking likely was the latter part, because I knew a girl who actually, who I had worked with at another office, and she used to always, talk to me all the time. We talked all the time, and she even made that statement. But then again, she was a bit of a hood rat. She was a cute girl, but I wasn't. There was nothing going on. She was just a hood rat, thinking she had a missed opportunity with a guy like me, and that's all that was about. I know that for a fact. It was just a missed opportunity for her because she didn't get with a guy like me, But I don't think I wanted to. Oh my God, these people cannot drive. Jesus Christ. But that's all right. She wasn't the one. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm with the one I'm with. And she was a little, not too young, but she was just, I think she was a couple years younger than I was, but by a few years. But anyway, nevertheless, but to me, that was blackmail shame. That's a part of it. Well, why did you get married so young? I was 27 when I got married, so I wasn't too young. I had been out in the field for a while. I dated a number of women. I slept with a number of women. I admit to that proudly, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying. I've been out there, and, I was like, it was time for me to settle down. Me personally, I was like, I wanted to really have a serious relationship because it was to a point where I slept around a lot, but I wasn't getting no satisfaction. I wasn't getting no satisfaction. Out the women I slept with. It really wasn't. It was just a fuck thing here and the fuck thing there. Nothing wrong with that while you were single. But then I wanted to get a little bit serious. I really did. Now I could have kept going for a few more years, but I didn't. I didn't. So, oh well. But that's all right. I did my thing, and went from there. I enjoyed it. And went from there. But the blackmail shaming is everywhere. It's even to a point now that, what the hell you doing, man? Oh, y'all people be BSing out here for real. Okay, we gonna do this. We gonna do that. You will slow it down. That's all it's to it, son. They do some goofy shit on these roads, man. I swear they do. Goofy shit. And he could have slowed down. And he saw me coming. He was gonna keep right on trucking. So was I. But look at the examples now of blackmail shaming. You got blackmail shaming now. What the hell's going on here? You got blackmail shaming now where people are actually putting up, and I'm not knocking these guys either. You got people out here now that put up, how can I put it? Look at the agenda with Obama. Obama worked his ass off to get rights for women, gays, and immigration laws for, Hispanic people. He did nothing of the sort for black people. He didn't do shit for black people. I'm sorry. And I was watching the Trayvon Martin. That's another example. I'm going to get to that in a second, too. I was watching the Trayvon Martin documentary that was put out by Jay-Z. And I saw Obama on there. And Obama really had nothing to say about doing anything to get the courts to go after George Zimmerman. He didn't say shit. The only thing was, well, if I had a son, you look like me. That's the best you can do? Really? That's all the fuck you got to say? After you found out that after all of that evidence, and you just like, oh, no, fuck it. Really? That's another example of that. It's just a way, but it's just a presidential way of doing it. And I mean, really, it's like, wow. I cannot believe that's as far as he was going to take it. And Holder, Eric Holder, don't even get me started with him. You know, this guy worked for the Department of Justice and didn't do a goddamn thing. He didn't do shit. He was just a figurehead. Bought. He was a bought figurehead. That's all he was. Yeah, he was. There's no doubt about that. And on a lesser note, Frank Jackson, Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, Mayor Jackson. I called his ass out too. He wasn't shit. He wasn't shit either. I think he's still a mayor, but at the time he wasn't shit. Tamir Rice, okay? Cold-blooded murder by a cop, a rogue Cleveland cop. All right. Now, I know personally about Cleveland cops, okay? I know from me dealing with them, and I know personally from people who I know personally dealt with them, and cops I knew around this city, all right? Cleveland cops got a very bad reputation they had for a long time. I'm not saying all Cleveland cops were bad, but I knew of a few of them that were, okay? I knew of. That means people who have told me a couple of them they thought were kind of out there. But that cop that shot Tamir Rice, okay, had a history of doing stupid shit and got away with it. All right? So it wasn't his first time getting away with murder. But he did get away with that one. I don't even think they even went to trial with him. He walked. How you gonna walk shooting a 12-year-old boy? He didn't even read his rights. He just went right up to the 12-year-old boy and shot him. Cold blood. How the fuck you get off of that? You know? That's just plain out black male shaming. That's another way, but that way not only is it black male shaming, that's just total. We don't give a fuck about y'all. Period. Even your kids. You know? That's fucked up. We'll shoot your kids in front of y'all and dare you to say something or do anything. That's fucked up. There's no respect. There's no love. There's no honor from anybody anymore, man. You know? And like I said, I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it fucking again. We are the most disrespected, bamboozled, watered down, untrusted males in the entire planet. We are. That's a known fact. I ain't saying it from what I heard. I ain't saying it from what somebody told me. I ain't saying it from motherfucking rumors. This is what I know for a fact. Okay? Now, this recently happened. Now I'm doing work. Okay? Of course, somebody I know looking over my shoulder, black person, I ain't gonna say the male, female, like anything I saw him through a picture frame that had a mirror on the back, or they had not a mirror, but it had a glass on it, and it reflected the person on the other side. They didn't know I did that. They didn't know that was possible, but they did. They just standing there, didn't say a word to me, didn't say good morning, nothing. It's more like they were kind of like, let's see what he doing or ain't doing. I work every day. That's what you gonna see me do all day. But I thought it was fucked up. They didn't even have the nerve to even say good morning to me. I said, that's fucked up. That goes to show you. And this is I'll say this is a black female. But that goes to show you how disrespectful and how black shaming plays on black males from our own females. The same females who want you to protect them and shelter them from the cold and protect them from the brutes out here in the fucking streets, including white people and others, okay? The same ones who want you to defend them when they get beat up by Asian people who own beauty supplies, and then the same motherfuckers who attack you for protesting for them. Don't believe me? Go watch the video. I've seen it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me we're not being black shamed as males. We always been, and they continue to do it to us. I'm sick of it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely 100% sick of it. Swear to God, I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. It's been going on for too goddamn long. And they continue to do the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It pisses me the fuck off. It does, to no end. It pisses me straight the fuck off. I shit you not. I mean, bad too, man. It's like, man. You know? It's like we ain't nobody. It's like we ain't nobody at all. You know? It's a goddamn shame, man. And that's the one thing I gotta say. It's a goddamn shame. And just keep going on over and over again, no matter where you're at. It's the same story. All around the world, same song. The whitestream media keeps pulling this bullshit all the time. They ride along with it too. Look at most of the stories about black men. Almost rare the nightly news, both the local and the national, ever talk about anything good about black men. And there is a lot good about us. But you wouldn't know it hearing it from them. You would never know it and hear from them guys. Because they don't want you to know it. They don't want anybody to know it. They only want you to know what they tell you. They only want you to know what they want you to think. I give a prime example. I hear stories about people be talking about PG County, okay? All the time. White people. I was at a training years ago, and they was talking about a story that happened in PG County. Oh, PG County bad. PG County ain't no worse than Fairfax County. I had to tell the white girl that. I said, Fairfax, trust me, I know. I know people out Fairfax County. I know a bunch of people out there. They do all kinds of shit out there. Just like they do in PG. No different. PG is predominantly black. Fairfax is predominantly white. They do all kinds of shit out there. No different. You know. But if you let you hear it, it's always happening out there. You know, in PG. That's another example of how the media blackmail shaming, blackmail bashing, like Oprah and her channels. Trust me, they do a lot. Another thing I was going to talk about, divorce court. And I love me some Judge Toler. I think Judge Toler is a very beautiful, attractive, smart, gorgeous woman. Don't get me wrong. And that's just what my father said about it. But she does a ton of it. A ton of it. Where a lot of her shows focus on that. And I know that the media company that she works for gets her to focus in on that. You know, of course, it's the Fox company, 20th Century Fox Television, by the way, that does that. Okay? No surprise there, because Fox News is a subsidiary of that. So, no surprise there. Yeah, that's what they do. All these corporations do that. Disney owns ABC. Fox owns Fox. Viacom, Paramount owns CBS. And, of course, Comcast, NBC is owned by Universal. These are giant media corporations. Most of them, part of them are media corporations that try to dictate what you think and what you see and what you hear. It's no different with the way they want you to think about black men. Look at Disney with one of the most racist movies ever, Song of the South. All right, prime example. Look at Fox with Fox News. Okay. Look at CBS. They didn't have no black shows on for 30, 40 years. You know. Oh, the Jeffersons, I forgot. You know. And even there were some stereotypes on that. You know. But that I think the new show is coming out with Cedric the Entertainer. I think it's the first black show I've seen on CBS in at least a good 30 years. I know that. You know. But there's a lot of stereotypes. Look at ABC when they had put out that show, The Mayor last year. I'm just talking about that. Another prime example. That show was just biased as all get out. I mean, literally all get out. It was extremely biased show. You know. I'm trying to think of something. Oh, another good show that was on NBC called The Carmichael Show. The lead character, executive producer, and writer, Gerald Carmichael, who I actually saw on the HBO show, The Shop, that LeBron James just put out. Good show. I'm hoping that the next episode is on there as well, because I actually like to watch it. But like I said, that's a prime example of it, right there, all day. You know. And but the Carmichael Show, I think, was alone like maybe about 2 seasons, maybe 3, and that was it. NBC pulled it off. Well, it was a great series. Great series, great show. You know, you had the head of household, black man. Yep, see, that's what I'm saying. See, shows like that outside of George Jefferson, who was, you know, kind of cooning a little bit, you never. I mean, but George did speak his mind. I take that back. He did speak his mind. But not too many black shows in the history of television have actually had any really. And then George was kind of buffooning at times too. But you never had too many black shows, whether it be dramas or sitcoms, that ever had the male character as a strong black man on it. Very, very rare. And very rare that they had any lead characters that were African American males on TV anyway, in terms of sitcoms or dramas. Very rare. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because the whitestream media runs everything that's predominantly whitestream owned. That's what that's all about. Let's be real. Let's be honest. You know, I got to tell it the way it is. I have to tell it like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. That's why this channel is called For All to Hear. Not for some of you to hear, for all to hear about it. Okay? I'm actually proud that I named it that. For that purpose alone. Because the main purpose is to tell you what it is straight from the hip. You know? The whitestream media gonna play games like with you all day long about stuff like this. About their narrative. Not what the narrative really should be, but about what the way they want it to be. You know? To try and control and manipulate the situations about and thoughts about the black male in this country. You know? One other thing I wanted to say. Look at the situation about that woman who killed that black man down in Dallas. Okay? He stayed less than a mile from the police station. The woman claimed that she went into the wrong apartment by mistake and thought that was her apartment. When you stayed an apartment below that on the next goddamn floor. How the fuck was that possible that you just happened to just walk into somebody's house? The door's open, the guy's in there, you draw a gun on there, he wouldn't comply, and it doesn't look like your apartment, but you don't turn a light on first before you start shooting? Seriously? And on top of that, you didn't bother to verify by just, hey, let me go check again to make sure that's my apartment. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You go to your apartment 10 times over, 30 times. It's like me saying, okay, I live in such and such a street, but I'm on this other street and that look like my house. But that ain't my house. And I'm thinking that's my house because it looks just like my house. That's stupid. That's stupid. I lived in an apartment for a number of years. How the hell you just get your apartment address or number mixed up and your apartment's on the next floor below? Because you're full of shit. Damn. Somebody just ran somebody off the road. They okay. You're full of shit. I say you're full of shit. You're full of shit. That's all there's to it. No doubt about that. I'm sorry. You're full of shit. So, the bottom line is just white people way of playing games with black people. But we as black males got to stand up, stay strong, and stay focused on whatever we do in life. That's what we have to do. And vote for our own interests. Just like white people do. They vote for their own interests. We need to start voting for our own interests. But we also need to be supporting candidates who are really about our interests. Not people who been bullshit. Okay, like Obama. Or Clinton. You know? No, enough of that bullshit with them guys, for real. Real talk. You know? Get somebody from grassroots. I mean, real grassroots. Because Obama actually didn't come from grassroots. His white family had money. Okay? They wasn't broke tomorrow. They were poor. No, they weren't poor. That's a goddamn lie. They were not poor. Okay? They may not have been filthy rich, but they weren't poor. You know? Let's be real about that. And, you know, but you need people that you need to put in from the neighborhoods. People who are really about getting you in there. You know, getting in there, and, you know, because otherwise it's a waste of time. I'm actually to a point, I told my wife, I may stop voting. My votes don't count no more. It don't count anyway. You know? It didn't count. Didn't count that much when Clinton was in. Didn't count when Obama was in, and he was in 2 terms and didn't do shit. You know, he completely sold us out. He sold out the black male in this country. You know, he did. Sold us out for chump change. I'm sorry, he did. I know some of your people say, well, he you know, he got black males off of this and that. Oh, yeah, that's true. But did he help create the jobs as a result of it? No, not really. It was just a shill to make you think that, oh, yeah, you know, he wasn't really about us. No black president in their right mind, no real black president in their right mind was going to take a back seat like he did. He took a back seat and slept on it, which is basically what he did. I'm sorry I feel that way, guys and gals, but I call it the way I see it. This is for all to hear. And this is DJ Wolf Live. That's all I got right now. I got more to say about this and the other stuff on the back burner. Yeah, guys and gals, get ready for a possible live chat, live show this weekend, because we got a lot to talk about, particularly about this. Come on. We got a whole heap of lot to talk about. Guys and gals, this is DJ Wolf, and I'm out.